And there I was the girl from Suits.
This one's wife. I want the camera. Certain famous people understand that there is a time for their photograph to be taken. So, for instance, they may agree to a professional photo shoot for them to appear on the cover of a magazine, or for publicity shots for a film, for example. They may not object to being involved in a photograph with a fan who meets them on the street. They may well recognise that there are paparazzi following them, but they just get their head down, walk to wherever they're going, get in a car, enter the hotel, and don't pay any regard. In other instances, when it's on the red carpet, it's been expected to stand and smile, give a wave, look into various different camera lenses so that they all get as many photographs as they require of that famous person. And then it's on with life. There are some individuals who crave the presence of the camera. There are some individuals who aren't even famous, who are repeatedly wanting photographs to be taken of them, asking other people, will you take a photograph of me? Relentlessly waving their selfie stick around as they attempt to immortalize themselves in a picture in front of a fountain, or a picture of them in the pub, or a picture taken of themselves in the bathroom mirror. And then we come to this one's wife. She is well known for her ability to sniff out a camera at 100 paces. There have been numerous instances of this one's wife where she has immediately found the camera and stared straight down the lens. For instance, when she was on Vancouver Island those years ago, taking what might have been a doll, might have been Archie, for a walk, and it just so happened that the photographers were present and she was able to stare down the barrel of the lens and be photographed with her stupid rictus grin plastered across her face as usual. There are many other instances that I'm sure that you can think of where she has exhibited this behaviour. Those eyes darting around trying to find the camera. This is because her behaviour is, I think the appropriate description, is basic. As a narcissist, she needs validation. She requires fuel. Fuel is her lifeblood. So a few people turning up and clapping gives her fuel. Harry giving her a hug gives her fuel. A person criticising her gives her fuel. Challenge fuel, but it's fuel nevertheless. Because there is a reaction. There is a response to her. It tells her that she matters, that she exists. She, of course, is always looking for positive fuel. She'll take negative fuel from Harry, where she needles him and he gets upset or angry. That's fine. But from the public at large, she wants positive fuel. She wants to be adored. She wants to be admired. She wants people to think that she's wonderful and amazing, to clap and cheer her wherever she goes. And the presence of a camera signals to her that she matters. And rather than just get on with what she's doing, after all, she's lived in the public eye for many years as a consequence of marrying Harry, but she still behaves in that basic way, as if this is all completely new to her. Oh gosh, look, cameras, how exciting. It isn't because it's exciting. It's because she's a narcissist, and it's because she needs that fuel. More sophisticated narcissists would suck up the fuel in a less obtrusive manner, but with her, she just cannot help herself but seek out the camera. And as you can see from the picture that first greets you, there we have another fantastic example of the way that she wants the camera. First of all, she's front and centre. She is the main person in the photograph, just the way that she likes it. Staring dead ahead into that camera lens. Notice that everybody else is behaving naturally. Harry's looking down at the floor, perhaps looking where he's putting his feet, trying to remember that the L means left and the R means right that's been written onto his shoes. The gentleman next to him is looking elsewhere. There's a man with a baseball cap in the background. He's looking elsewhere. All natural poses. Oh, but look who it is. Everybody else is slightly out of focus. But this one's wife stood there as if she's purposefully there for a photo call. Everybody else is obviously walking from A to B, but not this one's wife. She immediately finds that camera and stands with a pose, her stupid rictus grin plastered across her face, the dead eyes staring down the camera lens, and it just demonstrates once again how hungry she is for the camera. But it doesn't end there. There are a series of photographs I'm now going to show you which demonstrate her narcissism once again in action and how she's so hungry for the camera. We have her stood doing her Julia Roberts pose with one of those oversized man hands being raised as if to go tee. She knows she's being photographed. Notice again the people around her, not looking at the camera, engaging in conversation. Who's she talking to? Harry looks like he's saying something to the man with the sunglasses on. The other gentleman's looking into the distance. But this one's wife, it's as if she's having a conversation with an invisible person, which she is in effect, because it's all going on in her head. She's so detached from reality, she doesn't actually respond to the reality around her. She operates in her own reality, which is, I'll put my hand up there and giggle and look like Julia Roberts because I'm just as wonderful and beautiful and talented as she is. We then see her walking along with Harry. Notice that the grip of doom is there, that once again she has to assert physical control over Harry as a necessity of the direct assertion of control, keeping him under control, walking along. Notice that Harry is paying attention to what the lady is saying, this one's wife, looking into the distance once again in her own world. We then have Harry, who's engaging in, I think, some kind of sit skiing, a sort of wheelchair skiing that takes place. This one's wife, smug look on her face. She's not interested in what Harry's doing. She knows she's being photographed, and she cannot help but have that smug look on her face, because once again, she is the one that is at the centre of matters. She is revelling in the fact that she is the one that's being photographed, and the receipt of the fuel causes this smug look. Then we see her as she's pushing a cameraman out of the way, as if to say, you might block the photographer's shot of me. Once again, you can see that the others around her are heading from A to B, but not this one's wife. She hears the soundtrack in her head. She sees the camera lenses, and thus she's demonstrating a lack of boundary recognition once again by moving the cameraman out of the way, by putting her hand on him, demonstrating, of course, that you mustn't get in the way of me, you mustn't obscure me from all of these photographs. It's so important that I be seen because I want the camera. Another posed shot as she wanders along, exercising the grip of doom, showing off that she is with Harry, and look at me, wandering along in sub-zero temperatures with my coat open, which demonstrates again what a dimwit she is. That she's controlling Harry through the physical assertion of control. And then a picture of her talking to a lady. And you can see that from the eyes, she isn't interested. It's all about photograph me. What are you saying? Blah, 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 blah. We know this one's wife doesn't like other women because she regards them as a threat to her control. She is the most beautiful, most empowering, most feminist woman on the planet, and any other woman is a potential threat to that. She much prefers men because, of course, she can utilize her main weapon against them, flirtation with lashings of spicy poontang. But these are just a selection of photographs that have taken place at the start of the 3-day faux royal tour that this one's wife is engaging in. And as you can see, the rictus grin is prevalent. She's loving every second of it because she's being photographed. And this is the response to the fuel that she's receiving. The validation and recognition of her existence makes her feel powerful, makes her feel important, and this translates into the fixed rictus grin because she is incapable of smiling with any genuine emotion, and rather it's the response to the lashings of fuel that she is receiving. Once again, she demonstrates just how much she wants that camera. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.